Hi, welcome to another presentation on OEM ship. This presentation we're going to talk about export via sea. So first we're going to talk about how will we calculate the price for export via sea. There, let's go to our site. OEM ship is a site. There's a price list column, and then you can click on POP price list. It will take a minute to load. Over here, you have to type the part number. So if you tell the part number, you will get the X works rate. So here the X works rate is 3.49 euros. The X works is a shipping term. We'll explain the shipping term in this video. You can just type the part number here and you will get your X works rate. But because it's C and the volumes are high, I'm ready to negotiate and give you a discount on this price, about 2 to 3%. Right? It's going to be a little bit about 2 to 3% on the rate. So you at least have a gist, an idea of what my rates are going to be. So now we have learned to calculate the price of the product. So let's first, before calculating the shipping cost, let's first understand the shipping terms. Like I said, it was written X works, that is X works, FOB and CIF. We're going to learn also what is the CBM. So this is a chart will help you explain what is X works. So over here, this is X works. It means X warehouse. I will only charge you an X works rate, right? Maybe you have an agent in India will come and pick up your products from my warehouse. You have trust him a lot, right? He will clear the customs in India and he will put in a container and he'll reach your port. So if you have an agent in India, all you have to do is take an X works rate for me. X works stands for X warehouse. I will not charge you for anything, just the products, no other cost. So my site is an X works rate. Second, it is FOB, free on board. Right? Free on board means I have the risk till I have put the products in the container, right? I have to do custom clearances. I have to take the products from my shop to the port, bill of lading, and get the bill of lading and shipping bill, right? Shipping bill and hand it over to you, right? But the freight charges from my country to your country will be paid by you, right? So once I put in the container, my risk gets, you can see the risk. This is my port and this is your port. My port, the risk gets over. Here, then we have CF, container insurance and freight. I pay for the container, I pay for the insurance, I pay for the freight, right? My risk is till it reaches your port. After it reaches your port, you have to pay the import duty in your country, have the goods lifted, terminal handling charges from the ship to your port and from the port to your warehouse. So the maximum liability we take is CF. So we will deep dive into this. We'll learn how to calculate the pricing with this. So, but these terms have to be very important. X works, FOB, CIF. There is another term called CBM. You're going to be charged per CBM. This is one CBM, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. So if any CHL is going to ask you how much CBM is your consignment, if it is an LCL shipment. This is what an CBM looks like. I'll give you real images of CBM. This is my visit to the port. You can see this was a 5 CBM consignment. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So he was charged for 5 to maybe 6 CBM. That's it. It's not on weight, it's on weight also, but on weight they have very upper weight more than 1000 kgs. It won't be 1 CBM will not be more than 1000 kgs. So we can go in volumetric weight 1 CBM. Right? So now let's learn to calculate the shipment charges. When you go to my site, there's a freight, sea freight. you can copy paste this and paste it here, right? I'll delete this. Okay. So the X works rate is going to be the rate that is there on my site. That's it. You're not going to pay anything additional than that. Then let's now calculate CIF rate. Okay. You're going to calculate container insurance and freight. Basically, you'll be paying at least container insurance and price. Now there are two components. One is the fixed component and second is cost per CBM. The fixed components are this: THC, terminal handling charges; BL, bill of lading; VGM, volumetric measurement; customs clearance; and the transport cost from my warehouse to the port. This is going to be absolutely fixed regardless of CBM. If it's 1 CBM, this is going to be a fixed cost. This is going to be a fixed cost. If it's 2 CBM, this is going to be a cost. So let's sum it. So let's type fixed cost. Let's do a sum of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 317 is a fixed cost. Please note this numbers on the higher side. You can get the actual numbers from me when you really want to do shipment. You see the fixed cost is fixed in every country. I'm just playing around. It was now cost per CBM. Cost per CBM is the variable cost. Suppose if you want to do one CBM from my country to say Italy, it's going to cost you 55. In Kenya, 50, 85 in Peru. So this is the cost of one shipment. So the total cost is going to be cost per CBM and fixed cost. Sum of this and this. Right, so this is cost. Now suppose if you want to do 2 CBM, all that you have to do is 55 into 210. The fixed cost will remain fixed because if you want to do 3 CBM, you only have to do 55 into 3, and for all your countries, we will change it 3 CBM. This is how you will find out the cost per CBM to this country. Please note it's on the higher side. This is CIF, container insurance freight. This cost of CBM is cost of CBM from my country to your country, right? And now if you want to do FOB, free on board, that means the cost of CBM will be borne by you. That means FOB rate will be X works rate plus fixed cost. X works is the price for a product that you're going to pay, and your $317 you're going to pay me. That's it. And maybe if you have an agent in India, or maybe you want to book the container, you can get a lower price for cost per CBM. I can't do it. The agent in India is not giving me. You can tell me this is my. You can give me this is my container is going to be loaded at so and so time. Please have the custom clearance and your goods loaded into the container. So I'll do it and I'll give you a shipping bill and a bill of lading. I'll just give you a glimpse of what a shipping bill and bill of lading also looks like. So this is how you calculate X works rate, which is on my site, CIF rate, which is cost of CBM plus fixed cost, and FOB rate. FOB rate is only cost sum of fixed cost, which is 317. So let's have a look at a shipping bill. This is what an Indian custom clearance shipping bill looks like. This is my party OM ship. I have covered the name of the consignee, right? This is my the FB number, shipping bill number. This is my agent in India who helps us with custom clearances. You can see actually how much CBM this is for if it's written here. I think it will be in the bill of lading. It is written how many kgs? It's 805 kgs. CBM is not written. CBM will be written in bill of lading. Right, so these are the products that I exported. The parts. Okay, so now let's go to bill of lading. When the goods are put into the consignment, we get a bill of lading. The the agent will give us a bill of lading that the goods have been put inside the consignment. So you can see the shipment is going to Italy, Geneva, and the vessel that's into is Dalian Express, and the code is given. So it'll be easy for you to trace your consignment. Like I said, it was 805 and it was 7.186 CBM. So you're going to be cost on this. So like I said, no, you, because it's 7 CBM, you could put about 7,000 kgs, right? But it's going to be the higher of CBM and volumetric. So if it's 7,000 and 7 CBM, if it was 8,000 7 CBM, it would have taken 8,000 kgs, but it was just 805 kgs and it was 7 CBM. So 7 CBM is taken as the cost for you, right? So it was 7.18 CBM and into 55 plus fixed cost if you've been seeing the entire video properly. So this is what a bill of lading looks like. The consignment detail I have taken, and the agent who will be informed when the shipment reaches his port is also been taken off for confidentiality reasons. Let's go back to the presentation. So we have calculated how to calculate LCL. LCL shipment is very common. You can, I think, any site you go into, type on Google LCL shipment from India, from any port in India to your port, you'll get an LCL shipment price, right? So that's you can get it anywhere. The lead time is generally more in sea. From my port to reach to your port can take 30 to 45 days, or sometimes even more than that. So lead time is generally more, and I also need, after you pay the initial payment or after you give me the order, I need at least 30 days for the material from the company to come to me, from Piaggio, Bajaj or TVS come to me, because it's not instant. It takes some time. Payment terms is 50% advance. When you want me to proceed with the payment, you just give us 50% of the payment, and once the goods are ready with us and ready for dispatched, right? If it's Exworth, CF, FOB, you can pay the remaining, whatever amount remaining, and we'll have it dispatched. So benefits and drawback of shipping. One benefit is large quantity at very low cost. Bulky items, large items, we export. Front mudguard, front windshield is not going to cost you so much. Like I said, the cost is fixed, cost will always remain fixed. It's extremely low cost when it comes to weight, and it's practically very easy. All that I need to do is take my shipment and give it to the port, which is very close to my office. One drawback is time consuming, and second, a lot of people have a lot of doubts when it comes to doing it via sea. How will I take it from the port? How what will be my charges? It is better that you have a CHA in your country. A customs clearance agent will help you with the process. So that's about it with exports via sea. There is another presentation on exports via air, and there's another presentation on payments. How will you make payments to me? So feel free to see those videos.